And one of the things as well, because there's so many. Hello and welcome back to the channel. You join me inside the Tesla Model 3. Apologies, a little bit dark, it's about 4 PM in December and yeah, the daylight is against us. Now I am inside the Model 3 Performance. It's a 2024 model finished in ultra red and it's got the 20-inch warp style alloy wheels, which are unique for the performance model. Now some of the upgrades for the 2024 model are part of what we've seen with the Model 3 Highland earlier in the year. So we've got things like the sleek headlights, the one-piece tail lights in the rear, and we're off! Woo! He's quick, cheap thrill. So yes, we are in the 2024 Tesla Model 3 Performance. 460 horsepower in the UK model, good for 0 to 60 in 3.1 seconds. Now I am driving around just 4 o'clock, driving through central Glasgow here. It's dark, it's in December, lights are on. You may notice we've got the mood lighting, we've got a lot of greenhouse light with the big panoramic roof above us. That's not changed from the outgoing Model 3, but we do have an upgraded dash that's now covered in kind of vinyl material, same as the door cards as well, a little bit more plush and a bit of softness to them at least. Gone is the wood, and this particular model does have the white interior with kind of like a faux carbon material on top of the dash. We do have like a silvery plastic material on the centre console, however. Now I am enjoying some of the gimmicks that the Tesla car offers. Now we've got this kind of like reindeer Santa mode where the other cars around me are represented by reindeer. I'm in like a Santa sleigh with the little reindeers up front in the icon, and I indicate you get a little fun
1,000 feet.
reindeer noise popping through. It is also quite nice to see the side view camera pop up, so you're seeing your blind spot when you're driving. We do have the blind spot monitors inside the tweeters, little red dots, as well as it flashing red
right to stay on
the screen if somebody's in there. So there's quite a few safety features built in when you're switching lane. Now I'm just going to set the cruise control up using the right knob on the button on the steering wheel, because the steering wheel itself has got quite a few buttons. It's got these rotary knobs that can scroll up and down, as well as click
keep left to take exit 13 onto M80 towards Stirling.
Now what you're able to do with them is they act as different functions, so you can change the cruise control, you can change radio station, radio volume temperature, I was going to say temperature, volume control, but also when you're in certain settings, such as changing the mirrors or your seat, such as changing the mirrors or the steering wheel, you can do that on the left volume control. And then when you use the left button on the steering wheel, you can change things like your mirror and your steering wheel control as well. So they are multi-purpose, which is a nice neat touch. Yeah, driving out on the road, you've got good visibility out front. I can see the corners of kind of where the bonnet and the fenders are. It's a good size, and I do commend Tesla for making a car, because more and more people are making crossovers, so it's quite nice to have a car that looks like it should be a fastback kind of hatchback, but it is a saloon, because technically the glass panel doesn't lift up like you might see in, say, something like a Audi A5 or something like that. Now, but inside we do have the big central screen. It does have a track mode, and then it also has a customised mode you can change. Don't know if you want oversteer or understeer, but it helps to change kind of the bias of the throttle input. Also, you've got the insane mode for the acceleration. It does feel quite fast. I think it's quite refined because you've got the double glazing and that we've seen in the Highland, so that you're removed a little bit from that outright performance, because it just feels fast and punchy like so, but it doesn't feel crazy fast or on its edge like maybe other EVs have experienced. But I do like the interior layout with the two big, wireless pads here to charge your phone. Loads of storage inside the centre console, as well as the storage on the glove box. Quite small, but it's a small kind of aperture, but it's quite deep in terms of depth. Door bins are lined with a carpet material, which is nice to touch, and things aren't rattling around. I've got the keys and a water bottle in there, they're not going to rattle around. We do have bigger door switches as well, to get out of the car, electronically push, and then the mechanical release is there in front of the electric window button. Overall, it's a nice comfortable ride. You can change the adaptive dampers in this performance model to have it in kind of a standard mode. Let me just get the exact wording for you at there. Dynamics, yeah, standard mode or sport. Same thing for the acceleration and steering weight as well. I'll leave it on standard and just kind of go from A to B in the car. But it's 66% battery and 201 miles of range. So the range in this car is pretty impressive, as well as the efficiency of the vehicle. If I go into energy, 17 miles of consumption consumed. It was telling me earlier on, consumption.
In 1 mile, keep right to stay on M80 towards Sterling.
So yeah, the consumption's doing pretty alright with the energy graph there, which you can't see when I've got the screen. Now the big screen does take a moment to get used to, just because this is the 5th Tesla I've driven, so I'm semi-used to it, but it is a learning curve because you're consistently looking down, and I'm still not used to things like where your radio station is going to be, you know, selecting the source and jump between it. There are shortcuts. I've recently used icons at the bottom, but yeah, it all takes a wee second, even changing the temperature, getting the fans on. There is a hard key button, or not hard key, a button at the bottom, it's always there, it's got the temperature just right now, say 21. But again, it took me a couple of minutes to get in there. You can't just go in and turn a knob up and down. Now, some of the pros of this car is I've really appreciated the heating in it. It's probably one of the better cars I've managed to get in, and you know, you turn the heated seat on or the climate on and it heats up really quickly. You know, even in comparison to any electric or ICE car, the heating in this car is really top notch. You know, I feel like it takes seconds, and maybe not seconds, but like 30 seconds or something, and a bit of warm air's coming through in the seats and the steering wheel are heating up. So that's quite a good plus for the Tesla. Sound system as well in the performance model, I did have that on a couple of times while testing, and it does sound good as well. It's got good bass to it, and that is a little bit of a recommendation as well. If you like your music, it does have a good sound system. It is Tesla's own in-house sound system, but yeah, it does sound quite good as well. So pros of the car: it's got good efficiency. It's got, in terms of range and how it's using the electricity, miles per kilowatt. It's got a good charging network. We've also got the app capability. I think they're bringing out a software so you can have it on your Apple Watch as well as your phone, and you've got the wee key card thing. And then you've also aforementioned good heating. And one of the things as well, because there's so many, well, that was interesting. That was almost a crash. Something came flying around the corner there. My heart's not. I'm going to have to pause the video for a second. Right, guys, that's never happened to me in all the years of filming. My heart's like, wow. Yeah, the guy just drove off. Like, that was unexpected. The guy didn't do the giveaway, and oh, imagine saying to Tesla, like, your £70,000 Model 3's had a crash. Oh, that is not what I was expecting to say. Totally threw me off. Right, I'm just going to read from a wee bit of notes here to get this last bit done, because I am shook. And this car needs to go back tomorrow morning, and I'm going to run out of daylight. So what I did want to say, my wee notes here is, so I really love what the Model 3 is offering. You know, it's giving you a couple more kind of like design tweaks in the exterior with the wheels, and the bumper now has a little bit more aggression to it, so you know it's a performance model, as well as having like these cool bits on the seats and the badge at the back. Would I go for it? Or I think I really loved that grey Model 3 long range I drove during summer. You're still getting the updated interior, not as sporty seats, but they're still heated and cooled. You've still got the mood lighting. You get 430 miles of range now on the long range rear wheel drive model, which is just insane. That's incredible. 4.9 seconds to 60, so it's fast enough for everyday commuting. It's £44,990 from what I can see in the configurator. Yes, you could spend like £2,000 for this with paint, you know, the Ultra Red Paint, which is nice, and the white interiors are £1,100. But get the black one, get one of the maybe cheaper colours, and you'll be all good to set, because like, I think probably 45, 46, 47 grand, maybe the sweet spot. You're getting all that range and performance of the Tesla and the technology. And yeah, you can obviously opt in some of the other options if you want the kind of more autonomous driving features. They are quite expensive. I think they're about £6,000–7,000 from memory, but yeah, that's what I would potentially go for in the Tesla kind of lineup. It's a really good A to B car. It takes the headache out of driving, and this little like key card thing is really good as well, because you put that in your wallet and then you can just like open the door, especially if you've got the phone app. You can precondition it and do all these things as well, so there's quite a lot you can do now with the Tesla Model 3. But yeah, sorry this video's ending a little bit more different than I wanted. I'm just feeling a little bit shook and unconscious. It's 3:30 now and the daylight is against me. So thank you very much for watching this video on the Tesla Model 3 performance. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel below. A special thanks to Tesla UK for loaning this car, and I will see you next video. Ciao.